Alright, what's up, reviewers? This is Smooth the Reviewer, and today I'm going to be reviewing Oshinoko Season 2, Episode 11. We're back with some Oshinoko content on this channel, guys. You know, the last video I made, I mentioned how Akane was basically carrying the show at that point. You know, she had just figured out that, Aqua and Ruby were, like, Ai's children. And so my statement from that video still holds up, bro. Akane is still carrying this show. And if you have been on like the news and all that, she was actually crowned best girl of the week. And because of this episode, she absolutely deserves it. She is still carrying this show for me. And the reason is because she's just such an interesting character for like how good she is at like figuring things out and her like detective skills. So, you know what? Let me actually get into the scene. So, this scene right here, we have Akane and Aqua basically having their little talk. You know, Aqua is like talking about how he kind of wants to like end the relationship because he felt like, you know, he was like deceiving Akane, you know, and then he felt like she should be with someone that's like not gonna like hold her back because she has like a bright future in front of her. And, you know, Akane like has already basically figured that out because, you know, detective and everything. So basically she kind of tells Aqua that, yeah, I knew you were pretty much using me the whole time, but even though she knows that he's using her, she still wants to be with this man, bro. And that's why me and so many other people love her so much, because even though she knows she's getting used, she still like likes this man. Maybe I shouldn't say love, because I don't think she's fully figured out her feelings at this point, but she knows that she definitely like likes him to like some capacity. And even though he's like, you know, basically she knows that he doesn't really have like that true of feelings towards her, she still, you know, goes with it and still wants to be with him, you know? And that's something I think a lot of people can like about her. But even going beyond that, we're really the talk of the town is really the latter half of this scene right here. So basically, Aqua tells Akane that his revenge is over and that his father was killed. So in the last episode, we saw that like Aqua had figured out Himekawa was like his half brother, and Himekawa told him that his father was dead. And so Aqua basically was like bamboozled by the whole situation. And yeah, that was, I imagine for like anime onlys, that was like quite a shock too, to figure out like the whole revenge thing that has been being built up since the very beginning kind of just ended last episode, you know? And then also, you know, and before I continue, let me real quick talk about the stage play. So if you guys remember from my last video, you know, the stage play was going on, the Shibuya arc, as I called it. And that's pretty much over now. I think I already told y'all my feelings about that. You know, the stage play, not really one of my personal favorite arcs, but I know like a lot of other people really enjoy the arc. I don't know, that arc was just kind of like okay for me. It's more so the stuff around it. So I liked, you know, the stuff with Akane from the other episode that I reviewed, and then all of the things that are happening after the stage play. This is all of the stuff that I personally like. The stage play itself, not really for me, but like if y'all like it, you know, that's fine. Feel free to tell me why you like it in the comments and all that. But anyways, moving on. So right, so Aqua figured out like, you know, his father is dead and everything, and then this is him telling Akane about all of that. But what really puts Akane as like best girl this week is, oh my gosh, look at these eyes, is that she literally figures out a loophole that Aqua did not figure out. So basically, Aqua is saying that like his father is like dead and everything, but then we get like this crazy, like this shot right here. I can't really play the whole sequence for y'all right now, but basically, look at Akane's face right here. She is like figured this loophole out that Aqua didn't even think about, and she is just like shocked. And the reason for that, I'm gonna just go ahead and skip ahead here, So this is what we were talking about: her deduction skills, marriage, murder, suicide. Somewhere in his heart, Aqua had wanted to put an end to all this. That's why he doesn't notice such a simple loophole. So she figures out that there's a loophole with his logic, and I don't know if I should say it for like the anime onlys, but if you guys just think about the whole situation about how, so basically Himakawa is saying that his father is dead. Okay, his father is dead, and basically, Aqua is assuming that his father was his father, was Aqua's, that, oh my gosh, Himakawa's father was his father, and since it's a murder suicide, he's dead. So for the anime only, I'm gonna just let y'all think about that and think about what the loophole could be. But for us who already know, it is like so crazy that she like, well, it's a very simple one, but the way Akane figures it out in this scene is just so good, man. And especially like this, I don't know if I like how often they keep doing this. They keep switching between like this drawing, of her like figuring it out, Aqua talking about it, and then just this drawing of this like family. I didn't like how often it like switched between that, but like whatever. But basically, to end off this scene here, Akane has a choice. So she says, but if he were to realize, he'd go back to living only for revenge. So Akane is in like the craziest dilemma here. She can either tell Aqua that there's a loophole and he could go back to becoming, the revenge guy that we all know, being like sort of like living only for revenge and not enjoying life. Or she could not tell him, and potentially he could move on to have a better life, to live a better life for himself. And, for her, she would want him to be with her. But like, then again, I'll talk about Kana in a second. But yeah, that's basically the dilemma that she's in right now. And it's really crazy because, Akane is basically still useful to him because Aqua was like basically kind of using her this whole time, and for her to and then she just ends up figuring like everything out. Like that is why Akane is such a good character, because she just figures every single thing out. Like, think about how Akane started off to where she is now. She started off as this like sort of shy girl to be on camera, wasn't really doing that much on like the live action like romance show or whatever they were doing, to where she is now, where she's just Batman and just solving like all of Aqua's crimes and stuff. It's really like she's such a good character. But anyways, so that scene ends, and then to cap off this episode, Ruby is basically over here at her mother's grave. She sees this crow, and if you know what this crow like means, you know what it means. So basically she's telling her mother's grave, how Aqua is kind of changing because obviously he realized his father is dead and everything. And so then the episode ends on a bombshell like this. Ruby literally walks right past her father. See, this scene was weird in the manga too. It's weird in the anime and weird in the manga, because how does Ruby just walk right past literally this guy who like has the same hair as her and freaking like doesn't even I don't know. You know what? Ruby's never been like the smartest girl, I guess, and everything. So like, it's whatever. But like, bro, but just to have Ruby like just so casually just walk past their father like this, because he literally says, "Look, since I can't get it, I expect no less." Since she's that's what it says. I can't get it on the right frame, guys. I'm sorry. Since she's our child. But yeah, so we come to find out at the end of the episode that their father is still alive. Their father is still alive, and this is the loophole that that we were talking about earlier, guys. Akane figured out the loophole, and that their father is still alive. So now this makes things even crazier, because Aqua thought that his father was dead, but now he's alive, so he can literally go back to like wanting to kill him. And that's why Akane's dilemma is just so important. And so her decision basically could determine the fate for like the rest of the show. Her decision to not tell him could like completely change up the show from now on. And that's why this episode is so good and why I just had to make a video on it. I know I'm a few days late with this video. The episode came out like 5 days ago or so, but better late than never, That's why, but I really like this episode and I really wanted to like just give my thoughts on it. Yeah, so this episode was just good, man. And then let me just quickly go back to like the Kana stuff. So basically the beginning of this episode was just Kana. So basically they decide to go on a trip back to the hospital where, Ruby and Aqua in their past lives, where they were at. So basically they decide to take a vacation there, and then Kana is all like, you need a good suitcase, and is like, I'll help you out. And Aqua actually agrees. So basically, they go on this whole like small date, and Kana shows up late because she's just like trying to figure out like what clothes she wants to wear. Oh my gosh, she was really just geeking over this date or whatever. But yeah, I thought this section was cool. So they end up, getting the suitcase, and then Aqua actually made reservations for them to eat, which is actually insane. This dude literally made reservations to have dinner with her. And, she's just all like, what? And like, I bet you've done this with other girls. Man, Kana can definitely be funny sometimes. But really, what I really want to say about this scene right here is, so you guys already know, I'm a Kana fan. I mean, not a Kana fan, an Akane fan. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. So even though I'm an Akane fan, I think I am starting to realize like why a lot of people say like Kana is like the best choice. I think especially after this episode, I've seen like a lot of like, reaction channels and other people saying like how Kana is probably the better option because she's like a more healthier relationship than Akane, because Akane is willing to like kill for Aqua. So to a lot of people that can be seen as toxic, but with Kana, it's like, she's not really about that. And, Kana would probably just like yell at Aqua to like just cut the revenge crap out now and stuff. So, what I really want to say is like, I think I'm starting to understand, I guess, why Kana fans even exist and why they want Kana to end up with Aqua, because I guess she's acted, I'm starting to see how like she's acted more like a real sort of girlfriend or like a normal girlfriend, whereas with Akane it's more so like she's kind of like motherly to him. Because if y'all remember in like one of the previous episodes, or no, actually the last episode when Aqua was like out all night with Himakawa, and then Akane literally texts him like, don't drink, guys underage shouldn't drink and all that, basically being like motherly to him. But then Kana called him and was like getting on his back, like, where the heck have you been, So like, even though I support Akane no matter what, I support Akane no matter what. I don't care if Kana is the better option. I want Aqua to end with Akane by the end of this show. But now I can see a little bit more why Kana fans, think she should end with him. I don't want it to happen, but I understand a little bit of y'all's perspective. That's all I wanted to say. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on the episode. Do you guys think Akane is still best girl? Do you think she carries the show and all that? And how do you feel about Kana's date with Aqua? So, I'll see you on the next video, and peace out.